What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here with another new look rebuild here on Madden 25. There's only 2 of these left to do, including the one we're doing today, so let's go ahead and jump in and do a new look. I can't believe I haven't done them yet. I was surprised that I hadn't, but we're going to be doing a new look New York Giants rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 10,000 subs, so if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. I do want to apologize for the lack of uploads last week. I was super busy. Most of you guys probably know that I have another channel, which is basically my main channel. I would say I've been working on that one since 2016 or something like that. So it is my main channel over there. It is my 2K channel, and I was super busy with that and other stuff in real life too. So recording a Madden video was quite tough last week, but I'm hoping to get back on a regular schedule programming this time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Giants and what they're looking like going into this next season. And I obviously can't wait for Madden 26, because then things will definitely be on a regular uploading type of schedule where we'll be 5 days a week again. So we got Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart. So you may be wondering, why is Jackson Dart a superstar dev? Well, throughout this new look rebuild series, I've given every single first round pick superstar dev, second and third round picks only star dev, and the Giants technically took Jackson Dart in round 1. So to follow the theme that I've done so far, and this is the 31st video we're doing on this series, we're going to give Jackson Dart his rightful claim of superstar dev, because that's what I've given every single first round pick. We also have Malik Neighbors, obviously. On the outside, Wando Robinson, Slayton was brought back. Obviously, Russell Wilson is a new addition along with Jameis Winston. And then on the defense side of football, obviously, Abdul Carter is the big addition with that 3rd overall pick. Yeah, so this defense for the Giants could be extremely scary. And then they got Javon Holland and Paulson Debo in free agency too. So I feel like it was a pretty successful offseason for the Giants for the most part. Kind of questionable, you could say, about, I know some people had their concerns about trading up for Jackson Dart the way they did, but if he ends up turning out well, then obviously the Giants found their quarterback. So we'll see how Russell Wilson does to start year 1, because I imagine that's what it will be in real life. And we'll see how this team does. So without further ado, let's send it to the end of season number 1. And let's see if this team makes the playoffs or not. So unfortunately for us, at the end of year number 1, we did not make the playoffs. We finished up at 6-11. We had the Ravens and the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and it looks like the Eagles got themselves a back-to-back Super Bowl. So that's definitely in the realm of possible in real life. As a Commanders fan, I hope that's not the case. And if you're a Giants fan watching this, I'm sure you feel the same way. But let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats. So offensively, we were 19th in the NFL, which isn't too bad. And on the defensive side of football, we were 23rd in the NFL. So I would imagine with the Giants finishing up at 6-11, that Dable and Joe Sheen would be absolutely fired. The fact that they still have a job is quite surprising to begin with. But yeah, that's not going to happen in this video, but that would be kind of what I would expect if this were to be the Giants record. So we had Robinson and Neighbors, both 1,000-yard wide receivers. Slate was 788. Defensively, we had 7 sacks from Roy Robertson Harris, 6, and then 4.5, and then yeah. So not a whole lot of impact from Abdul Carter in his rookie season, but I think if we mess with the playbooks and maybe the scheme, like, we could change this to a 4-3. We ran a 3-4 in that first season, obviously, but we'll probably try to leave it at 3-4. We'll just kind of see what fits best, and we can change the playbook. And I imagine that Abdul Carter and Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns would be absolutely impactful. So we have, whoops, I went to go to, did I skip past? Wow, I skipped right past the re-signing stage, didn't I? I'm so rusty right now. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. So it's fine, I guess. Hopefully there wasn't anybody that important to re-sign. There probably was. So Jackson Dart is now going to be our starting quarterback. We have Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Devin Singletary, Tracy, Wanda Robinson, Illuminor. So the offensive line obviously needs to be improved. That's one thing for sure we need to take a look at. And on the defensive side of the football, we obviously have Brian Burns, McFadden, Bobby Okereke. Davon Thibodeau still a backup here. Secondary is looking okay, I would say. Like, there's definitely some upside here with, like, Dubin and Drew Phillips and Deontay Banks, who, obviously hasn't been the greatest player or anything, but, it's whatever. So we're going to probably just add as much as we can. Free agency usually isn't that good. Offensive line is the main thing I'm looking at. Another weapon at wide receiver, another weapon at running back would definitely be something I'm looking into, but let's go see if any of that is available to us in free agency. So we do have 4 offers in free agency, 3 of them on veteran offensive linemen. So obviously these 3 guys are not going to be long-term options, but as far as like starting next year for us, I could see that while we draft some young guys to, kind of mentor behind them basically. So that's kind of my game plan and my idea. So let's see if we can get all 4 of these guys assigned. Dawson would just be middle linebacker depth. We'd get 3 of the offensive linemen. Dotson's now getting offered in the Bucks, and that's fine. So we didn't really need him that much. Like, he would have been cool and all, but I mainly did that for obviously the offensive line. So we have the offensive line looking a little bit better. A bunch of veterans brought in. That's not going to deteriorate us away from drafting offensive linemen as well. Obviously, Evan Neal hasn't panned out for the Giants. Andrew Thomas has been great, but everything else is up in the air for what we're going to do. So $40 million in cap space still, but we take a look at the lineup with the new offensive lineman kind of intact now. So we obviously have Zeitler, we have Andrew Thomas, we have Rob Havenstein, but again, everything's on the table as far as like drafting another offensive lineman. I think we got to at least walk away with one O-lineman in this draft. I would prefer a better running back to kind of take some pressure off of Jackson Dart. Wide receiver is fine. I'm fine with Theo Johnson at tight end. Defensively, I mean, I think we definitely need to address the D-line. So if we could walk away with a D-lineman, a offensive lineman, and maybe a running back, I'd feel really good about that. Let's go see what free agency, or the draft I should say, has in store for us. We get to pick in the top 8, which is usually pretty good. So let's go see what we can get here. So we got Nussmeier, Downs, Lenore Sellers, Parker, Ruben Bain, Folk, and Francis all going off the board to start things off. So let's see what else could be on the board for us. So immediately, I do notice offensive lineman options, Stefano. We have Mateo here, Anthony Hill, DJ Chester. So like, there's a bunch of different ways. Zachariah Branch wouldn't even be bad either. But I do think we take Spencer Fano. We definitely need to secure that right side. Evan Neal, like I said, has not worked out. So I think this feels like a really safe pick here. And that's where we're going to go with this. 8th overall pick is going to go towards Spencer Fano. Number 7 in true value. He should be our home run right tackle going forward. So I like that pick a lot. He may even be able to start over Rob Havenstein right away. So let's go see what else we can get in the second round. So again, if we can get a running back, an offense, and a D lineman, I think that, I'd feel pretty good about that. I really don't know what the running back options are in this draft, though. We have Baxter and we have Jeremiah Love. So, let's see what Love is looking like. A ball carrier vision, speed is great. The Love doesn't sound like too bad of an option, but do I want to go with him in round 2, or do we want to wait until round 3 to draft one of these backs? Like CJ Baxter out of Texas might still be there in round 3. Because we have a high draft pick. I think I'm going to bank on hopefully one of them being available in round 3. We're going to take our D lineman here at this point. So like DJ Hicks or James Smith, Alabama. I think we got to take one of these guys, put them next to Dexter Lawrence, and that makes our D line that much more scarier. So James Smith, welcome. 4.6 true value, 76 speed. Can't go wrong with that. And then hopefully in that round 3 selection, like I said, I think ideally we get a running back, whether it's CJ Baxter or whoever it may be. I think that's what I want to do, because I like Tracy, but I don't really know if he's ever going to jump in dev trade or whatever, unless if there's like no Baxter, but Baxter is still here. So I think I'm comfortable with that. We're going to take the Texas running back here, put him next to Jackson Dart, and we'll see who he can become for us. So 37 true value, 92 speed. I think that's a home run. Now we go take a look at this lineup going into year number 2. Take a look at this lineup going into year number 1. I'm feeling pretty good, or year number 2, I should say. I'm feeling pretty good about the way this looks. So Jackson Dart, of course, is now going to be the starter going into year 2. We have Baxter, we have Neighbors, we have Slade and Wando Robinson still. Theo Johnson, Havenstein, Brandon Sheriff moved Runyon over to center, Zeitler, Andrew Thomas, and Spencer. So obviously, going forward, Sheriff, Havenstein, and Zeitler will be gone. So we're going to have to find one more offensive lineman after this, but we should be good after that. And then on the defensive side of the football, we obviously have now Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, McFadden, Okereke, so that's all looking good. But we've moved Smith to left in and Bear Alexander to right in, and then Phillips, Debo, Flott, Banks. We got Newbin, Javon Holland. So I feel like this team should play much better, but we'll see. I changed the schemes. I'm wondering if I should change the offensive playbook. I've changed the defensive playbook to Baltimore. I think the idea of Dable is he's a good offensive mind, but if we want to see this offense really shine, then maybe we should change it. So maybe we're going to go with Green Bay's playbook this year to kind of see if this team could be much better. I want to give Jackson Dart a chance to be really good. And with Green Bay's playbook, they obviously had Josh Jacobs heavily involved, so that should, spell a recipe for success for our boy CJ Baxter. But let's go ahead and see how it goes. We missed the playoffs year 1. We'll see if in year 2 we bounce back or not. Well, this season was very much a step in the right direction. We finish up at 8-9 and under 500 once again. But again, better than 6-11, 2-game win, I guess, improvement, but obviously not really what we're looking for. We want to be in the playoffs, fighting for the chance to go win a Super Bowl. I don't know if we're there yet. I think we need to get another weapon at wide receiver. Maybe even upgrade the tight end position. Obviously, continue to build that O-line, but I'm starting to like how the defense is shaping up, especially if Abdul Carter and Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence put up better numbers this year with the new playbook, which I assume they would have. The Lions won the Super Bowl, which is good for their franchise, but let's go see what it's looking like. So this time I won't skip the re-signing stage on accident. Let's go take a look at the stats. So offensively, we were 19th in the NFL, so it seems like Green Bay's playbook worked well. Defensively, we were 23rd, so I don't know. 38-10 from Jackson Dart, though, out of the gate, which is good. 7 touchdowns and 700 yards from Baxter. He had 19 touchdowns and 13 yards from Robinson. Insane. So Robinson probably about to get superstar dev after that, and I think he's a free agent if I'm not mistaken, so we definitely need to make sure to re-sign him. So the numbers were a little bit better, but Abdul Carter has not been producing at all in this. I know I could run a 4-3 and that might change things, but he is in position in a 3-4 to make some things happen, and it's just isn't it, I guess. I don't know what's going on there, but hopefully we can improve that by the end of this video, because Abdul Carter I think is going to be an amazing pass rusher for the Giants. So let's go see what cap situation's looking like, or who's all a free agent. So as I mentioned, I kind of knew Wanda Robinson's was coming up. Thibodeau does have interest coming back, while he's just kind of a bench guy right now. We have a lot of money that I think signing him makes sense. I would love to keep Wanda Robinson, especially after the season he just had for us. Now he's superstar dev, so yeah, keep him, please. That's great. So I'm trying to think of the right that's what I meant. Internal development worked out very well this year. Banks, I'm probably not going to decline that or accept that 5th-year option. McFadden is our starting middle linebacker, so I'm fine with keeping him. That's fine too. That leaves us about 99 million still at this point. Garrett's a free agent. I mean, he's still a superstar dev, but I think I'm going to try to get younger there, and I think that's going to be it. So that gives us $100 million in cap space to work with in free agency. So the goal here is to build a playoff roster, at least a playoff team, but maybe the upside of winning it all. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for this offseason. So we have Spencer at right tackle, we have Runyon at center, we have Andrew Thomas at left tackle. So we just need some guards, basically. Running back, we kind of figured that out. I mean, wide receiver, I kind of mentioned how I wanted to upgrade, but with Robinson going up superstar dev, maybe that's not even necessary anymore. So interior line, maybe a tight end upgrade. On the defense side of the football, I still like our defense, but if there is options to upgrade somewhere, we will definitely look to it. And then now Alexander's a superstar dev as well, which is great. So let's go take a look to see what's in free agency for us to go after. So far we have 3 offers on the table, and there is some other options too, but I'm probably going to miss out on them on day 1. So Mark Andrews, I do like the idea of him, but we could get younger with Kyle Pitts. He has no interest in coming here, while Andrews has a little bit of interest. Joe Tooney obviously would be nice, and then we're kind of in a battle with the Rams on Rasheed Walker. But this would give us, if we got him and also Joe Tooney to sign with us, that would give us like an elite O-line going into next season. So I'd feel really good about that, but don't really know if that's going to change anything, and it looks like it's not going to. So Andrews and Joe Tooney, it looks like we'll automatically win Tooney, but Andrews may choose the Chargers, which does make sense. There's been rumors about that. Or no, he chose us. So we got Joe Tooney and Andrews. It's a really good start to this offseason. Tyreek Williams, who shouldn't even be in free agency, went to the Raiders, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. I don't know why, Madden releases them or whatever. So let's go take a look. I think the other thing we need is obviously now a guard. And then I said tight end, which we got Andrews now, so that's an upgrade in itself too. So I feel good about that. We got what we wanted on the offense. We just need one more O-lineman, and the O-line will look really good. And then wide receiver is looking fine with Slayton as the 3rd guy. I'm cool with that. So the only other thing I kind of thought about was maybe another corner, but I mean, you have an 85 and 85. Maybe get a better strong safety. If we traded for a strong safety, that wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. So maybe that's something we could look into. If not, guys, I will see you going into the draft. So the only other thing I'm going to try, while I'm not offering this much, this was for somebody else I tried for a second. I'm going to see if I can snag Justin Reed off the Saints. He's still a really good safety. Obviously won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Let's go see. 3rd rounder isn't even going to get us close. I mean, a 2nd rounder for Justin Reed seems kind of steep at this point. So I just kind of want to see what a 3rd rounder would do. I mean, I'll throw a 2nd in there, but I mean, it gets us close. If I can do like a 2nd and a couple 7ths, I think I would do it. I mean, it gives us Justin Reed, who's a really good starter next year. Nah, I'm good on that then. We're not going to go too crazy on Justin Reed. So let's just go into free agency, or sorry, the draft then, and try to hit it. I mean, we do have a starting strong safety technically, even if we don't get one. I was just kind of thinking of like maybe an upgrade to make our defense even stronger. But guard becomes a priority in this draft, and I wouldn't be opposed to another wide receiver, and then strong safety if there's a good one, but don't really know if there will be, or just whatever is available, man. The only thing I really feel like I need to walk away with is a offensive lineman to protect our boys. So we got our left guard in Joe Tooney. So let's go get another guard if we can in this draft. So we got, you know, Bray, KJ Bolden, Dante Moore, Rusaw. We have, okay, so we have a couple guys that could slide over to guard that are tackles. So like Malik or Lucas Simmons. Give me the 6'4", has a motor, speed is solid. Malik Agbo is going to be the pick here. So he's going to be our pick. Number 16 true value, but is going to move over to the guard spot to start opposite of Joe Tooney. So that kind of solves the problem we were talking about there. So that feels good to have gotten that settled. And now we can go over to second round and see if there is a strong safety or whatever else it could be. Not really opposed to taking anything different if we need to. So like TJ Moore, we wanted a playmaker. We have Gabriel Brownwell, Diddy, Peterson, Murray Brown, Boo Carter, or Caleb Harris out of Auburn. So there is a couple safety options, but let's look at TJ Moore really quickly. Beat catching a deep route. Speed is great. I mean, he could be the starter over, how tall is he? He's 6'3". I would not mind playing him over Darius Slayton going to next season. So I am going to go ahead and take TJ Moore here. So 53 in true value, 94 speed, gives our boy another weapon. So I like that for Jackson Dart. And then hopefully in round 3, we hit on just a safety prospect. I'm not really sure I'm expecting immediate impact, but just somebody that could be kind of behind what we have right now. So maybe that's not available anymore. We probably needed to draft it higher, but we decided not to. Let's see. We can go a running. We're not going to go another running back. Or we have like Kylan Jackson at TCU all the way down here. Yeah, not going to reach that far. So that was the first safety I saw. Not going to go down that far down the board. Okay. So I do think we're more than likely just better off just kind of taking another offensive lineman or another D lineman for depth. So I'm going to take Chase here just for another option here, and that will be our draft. Hidden Dev, going to be a starter maybe eventually, but not right away. And that will be our draft. So we're going to go into round 3 with hopefully the expectations of being at least a playoff team, but the upside of maybe contending if our defense is good enough this season. So here's the lineup going into year number 3. Dart, of course, as a starter with Baxter, Neighbors, Wandale Robinson, TJ Moore. We got Andrew, Spencer, Fano, Agbo, Runyon, Tooney, and then Thomas. On the defense side of the football, we have Lawrence, we have Smith, we have Adebo. So yeah, defense really hasn't changed much. Like I said, the Giants are already pretty good on defense as it is, so not too surprised. We have an 88 overall with an 89 offense, 88 defense. So the expectations are to hopefully be in the playoffs. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. And we're better than the Giant or the Cowboys technically right now. So hopefully it results in that way in the simulation as well. So at the end of year number 3, we finish up at 13-4, and that did indeed secure us the bye. So that obviously feels good. Jackson, Dart, and Baxter and Robinson all top 3 on the offense. So I have to imagine our offense was really good this season. So let's take a look for ourselves. So as you can see, it was the best offense in the NFL. Dart threw first in every single category, defensively second in the NFL. So I told you guys we wanted to be a playoff team with the upside of being a contender, and I think we have reached that point. So 54 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions from Jackson Dart is pretty wild. If the Giants get close to that production in real life, I think they'd feel really good about that. Obviously 8 touchdowns and 1,200 yards from CJ Baxter. You had 1,500 yards, 25 touchdowns from Robinson, 9 touchdowns and 1,300 from Neighbors, and even our rookie TJ Moore was really good. So slot wide receivers in Madden, dude, they're just undefeated. They just go crazy. So we got Brian Burns with 14, 12.5 from Dexter Lawrence, and then 11.5 from James Smith. Abdul Carter throughout the video has been very subpar, but at least he was part of this really good defense. 5 from Drew Phillips interceptions wise, 4 from Okereke, 3 from Adebo, 3 from Nubin, 2 from Holland, and 2 from Cordell Blott. So first offense, second ranked defense should be a recipe for hopefully getting us to the Super Bowl. We'll have to see who we play in the first round, as it was divisional. I guess it won't be the first round, it'll be the second round. We get to play the Vikings, who went 9-8. So let's go ahead and jump in. We take out the Vikings and get ourselves to the NFC Championship game. Jackson Dart versus JJ McCarthy. So is that Damian Pierce as their starter at running back, by the way? I think that's who that was. Kind of weird, but we're up 7-0. Just keep the foot on the gas. We should be in good position to hopefully win this game. Okay, and now it's 7-7. Go up 14-7. They tied it, and now they missed the extra point, which is brutal for them. They tie it here. No, they do not. So they could have maybe tied there at the end, but they didn't even get in the end zone. We went 21-13. I have to see if their starting running back was indeed Damian Pierce. Let's see if it was. It was. Interesting. So Damian Pierce was their starter. Kind of weird, but hey, shout out to Damian Pierce. So let's get the NFC Championship game. Definitely about to be a very tough matchup here in the NFC Championship game. Thankfully, it's not the Eagles, but it's still a really good team in Detroit. So obviously, Detroit Lions, I think, have won a Super Bowl in this video already. So it's our turn, right? We'll see if that ends up being the case. We're in MetLife, so we're not in Detroit. We're up 7-0, which is a great start. Okay, so we get I don't know why kickers miss so much. It seems like that happens more often than it should when you're simming like this. But whatever, I'll take it because it still has us in the lead right now. So it's 14-10. There's only 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. It looked like we got to stop in their territory. And oh my gosh, what a big interception from Tyler Nubin. I was about to jump in on defense there, but no need. Tyler Nubin with a big interception. And just like that, we're headed to the Super Bowl. So very easy. We got Dan Campbell shaking his head, going off the field. And now we'll go see who's in front of us in the Super Bowl coming up. Super Bowl Sunday time as we get to play against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. So this should be a very fun Super Bowl matchup. Giants Bengals. We start off with the football here. Let's go score immediately, and we do. Set the tone early. Love that. Defense gets a stop. We get a big fumble recovery in good territory. We're up 10-0. So far so good. Offense and defense has been playing great in these playoffs, and it's looking the same way so far in the Super Bowl. But the Bengals could very well get back in it, and they will. So it's 14-17. I think this is obviously a great moment for us to jump in and try to secure this win. So let's come out here, bleed out this clock, hopefully, and get the Giants a Super Bowl Lombardi trophy over these Bengals. So, oh my gosh, they're going to leave. I thought the stretch was about to be left more open than that. So that's going to be a good run to start things off. It's 2nd and inches. With it being 2nd and inches, I think I'm going to take a shot downfield. Let's get aggressive here, because even if we don't get this, we can always come back. Maybe. So we're going to go play action, post X cross. We're going to throw neighbors on a go route just downfield, and we're going to see if TJ Moore gets open underneath or not. Protection's good. Moore should be left open. If this is a good throw, it is. And just like that, we're going to break a tackle, and we're going to be inside Bengals territory before the 2-minute warning is going to hit. So no matter what, we can get a field goal out of this, but that was a great time to take a shot downfield. They played man coverage as well. So I maybe could have thrown that to Malik Neighbors. I was kind of staring at the underneath. I'm not going to lie. But whatever, it worked out at the end of the day. So now we're going to go back to running the football. So this is where they're going to have to start using their timeouts. Obviously, we want more than a field goal, because a field goal would still only make this a one-possession game, and they could still go out there and win it, and they don't even have to kick the or an extra point would win them the game. So that's going to be a good gain of 5 yards. Obviously, the Bengals not known for the defense unless if it does improve this season, but they're still having their issues. Is that Shamar Stewart thing still going on? I don't know. I feel like I haven't heard anything about it in a while. But this guy, yeah, it's a first down run. So that's going to be probably game over for the Bengals if I had to guess, but I wouldn't mind putting this in the end zone to put them away even further. But I'm not going to put this ball in the air. We're just going to run the ball consistently. So not going to gain much there. They're going to call their final timeout. So now we can start, chewing the clock a little bit. Okay, so we're going to keep running this football, though. Like I said, I'm not putting this ball in the air. If we throw a pick, that's a recipe for disaster. So just keep this ball in the air. Nice blocking. Going to get really close to the end zone. It's another first down run. We could just kneel this out now if we wanted to. And maybe we should, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get a touchdown here with CJ Baxter. And it would be fun. It would be hilarious if I fumbled doing that. So that would just be... just get on the ground. Okay. I'm starting to get scared now that I put that in the atmosphere. But I'm still going to go for it. So inside zone. A lot would have to go wrong for a fumble to happen to occur, right? Like they would have to hit stick the hell out of me. I'll run this one more time. If this doesn't get in, then, whatever. A flag, is that going to be on us for holding, I assume? Or is that for on them? Holding on offense. Okay, this is just getting dragged out more than it should. So holding on Mr. Wando Robinson. But we should still be able to just kneel this out. It's still 2nd and goal. Clock is still going to move. It's a stopped clock right now, but we're just going to run this again. Not going to go anywhere, but that's going to be all she wrote. Okay, guys. That'll be where I end it. A Super Bowl trophy is coming to New York once again. They get activated. I don't know who that is. That's Shamar Stewart maybe on the other side that's activated right now. It's Chris Jenkins. Interesting. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the Super Bowl celebration here with the Giants. I can't believe we hadn't done them already. A little surprised by that when I went back and looked. I'm like, what 2 teams have I not done? The Giants were not in the playlist, which I'm surprised by. But thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.